New laptops come out and they're always about the same. They always look about the same. They always act about the same. They function about the same. Mobile devices, though, accelerate at a pace that far supersedes their desktop counterparts. There's always new form factors coming out. There's always different screen sizes. There's always different functionalities. I'm sure earlier this week, no matter when this video is being watched, Apple will have released something different about their iPhone, and there will be something new about the Android phones. So the first mistake that we see clients make that we try to coach them on is always be maintaining. You always have to be testing your mobile software in whatever the next version of the mobile operating system is. You always have to be testing against what are the new form factors that are coming out. More importantly, the second mistake we see people make, they don't honestly know what their customers are using. It's very easy to assume as an affluent business owner that everyone, all of my customers are using exactly the same latest iPhone that I am. I mean, my mom is using an iPhone that's probably 5 or 6 generations behind. Should she get left in the dust? Should she not be able to purchase products or use a particular service just because she is a big fan of her iPhone that is many years old? Absolutely not. Making sure you know where your customer base is, making sure you know how exactly they're using their mobile application, that's critical. And the third thing, almost everyone doesn't realize, because mobile is inherently different than desktop, the use cases are constantly changing. Every 4 to 5 years, just kind of depends upon the sector, there's some major shift that happens in your customer base. What you developed for them 4 or 5 years ago was great. That worked just fine until they needed something different. And if you're not constantly taking into the fact that mobile applications do have a shelf life, if you're not constantly thinking about, all right, where is my customer base going? What are the features that are going to be asking for 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line? You're going to be okay in the short term. But if you're in the business for the long term, if you really want to understand who your customer base is, you always have to be looking for what are the next features? What are the next form factors? What are the next operating systems that I need to take advantage of? Because if you don't, then your competitors will. Most projects, when someone comes to us, it's because they have seen my revenue is dropping, or I'm not getting the same kind of user base that I used to. Like, what's up with that? So it is always a very acute need that someone comes up to us with. And usually that happens because whatever firm they were working with, my mom always said, if you don't have something nice to say about a competing consulting firm, don't say anything else. So I won't name any names, but if you work with other companies and they don't take the fact that the end is always nigh, if there is always a shelf life with whatever functionality that you're producing, and you're not constantly getting in the habit of thinking, what's next, what's next, what's next, you're going to be left in the dust. So we work with a lot of companies where we help them play catch up. And the goal ultimately is for them to accelerate, to be able to go beyond whatever their competition is. So being able to instill a culture of thinking of what's next, about what are the different form factors, what are the different operating systems. If you can instill that into a company, the sky is the limit.